Hi fellow YouTube addicts. Today I thought I would like to do some sharing on why my favorite perfume house is the house of Guerlain, which also happens to be one of the oldest perfume houses. Um, I would like to divide my discussion into three headings. The first is uniqueness. The second I would call quality, and the last category I would title art and romanticism. Now, under uniqueness, um, this is before the house was taken over by the luxury goods company LVMH in 1994. Before that year, there's no house that comes close to matching Guerlain in the area of uniqueness of bottles. They had a special flacon for almost every single fragrance they produce. Of course, there are some fragrances that shared the same flacon, but notable examples include their flagship Charlemagne. Now this is the fan-shaped bottle, and they teamed up with crystal manufacturers like Baccarat as well as Crystal Romesnil as two examples to make these beautiful crystal pieces. So not only were the perfumes presented well, the bottles themselves were objects of fine art. Another example of unique flacons would be the Chant d'Arôme flacon, which was made for just this fragrance. Looks like a bit of a decanter, right? Then earlier than Charlemagne was this quadriloque bottle, which was made for the fragrance Rue de la Paix or Peaceful Street. This is a very adorable bottle with this mushroom kind of shaped stopper, and it was also made by the house of the Baccarat Crystal. Then there was the Good, I think it's called, how you pronounce it, Good flacon. This is for their eau de toilettes. This is the 8.5 ounce size, and the bottle I showed you came from the 80s. This one with the logo came from the 70s and early 80s, as well as the late 60s, and even earlier than that, they had this trademark label, right? So this is also another very beautiful container with this stopper of frosted glass that looks like sea urchin. And around that same period, they had these rosebud amphoras to hold the extracts from that house. This is for Charlemagne. So these are just some of the examples, and for their eau de colognes, they had this, I can't remember what's the official name for this, but this is a conical flask with the conical disc shaped bottle with the conical stopper. They had one with glass stopper as well, and one of their earliest flacons, which was used to contain the two very important fragrances, L'air Bleu as well as Mitsuko, was the Bouchon Cœur flacon. So this Mitsuko, and you can see the unique presentation where they have this string and wax seal, as well as this beard in front, and the label is also very artistic. So this is Mitsuko, and this is Le Hair Blue. Very beautiful flacon that a lot of people never tire of gazing upon. However, I find that towards the later part of their history, they compromise a little bit on quality, but they still maintain these beautiful presentations. One way they compromised a little was in the rosebud amphora. The earlier example, the stopper was made from lead crystal. Then later on they changed it to plastic, which was a screw-on stopper. So that was one way they cut on cost. But their house philosophy was basically, to never compromise on quality. Ne cédez pas jamais sur la qualité. I hope I pronounced it correctly. So that was the philosophy running through the entire history of the house until they were taken over. So let's go on to the second topic of quality. Now, when you smell a Guerlain fragrance, you get the impression of spices and foodie kind of notes. Vanilla, tonka bean, and even their flowers smell very appetizing. So they come up with this very unique combination of ingredients that make you feel as though you are having a dessert or something very savory handed to you on a silver platter. It is very unique to the house. Very few houses match them in this aspect, right? And as for the last heading of romanticism and art, as I show you those examples of flacons from the house, every flacon is artistic and is collectible as a piece of art in its own right. After the house was taken over, and especially towards the end of the last century and the beginning of this century, I find that their products cheapen a little. Although they retain the Guerlain name, but in 2006 this fragrance called Insolence came out, and a lot of people can't understand why this bottle is shaped like this, and I don't find it particularly appealing or aesthetic. It's probably designed to look like a rose, but this is plastic, so not so appealing. Earlier they made all their bottles from glass or crystal, and now all their eau de parfums and most of their eau de toilettes come in this parody of the bouchon curve, which I showed you earlier. The cap has also turned to plastic to cut costs. So nowadays you find that whatever they are producing is rather low, rather lacking in quality and in expense. So they are you get a feeling that they are cutting corners and compromising on quality, which goes against their philosophy of earlier. Finally, I just like to say that this house is very rich in history and tradition, and under the topic of romanticism, you find that almost every fragrance that they invented or concocted has some background of an ideal or some theme that goes into the design of the fragrance. So for example, Le Hair Blue was made to in honor of a certain time of the day. Another example, Shalimar was made to symbolize love. Then this one, Vol de Nuit or Night Flight, was made to commemorate the history of aviation during the 50s. Those are just a few examples. So almost every fragrance was representative or symbolic of some major theme or event, which makes this house extremely unique. That's all I have to say, and I'd like to see your opinions and comments as to what maybe your favorite house is, or if you agree and you are also a fan of Guerlain. I would like to read your comments. Thank you for watching.